My name is Patricia Almeida. I'm a journalist, and I have a master's in disability studies. I Protect Myself is a simple language inclusive booklet already running in Brazil to educate children with and without disabilities about prevention against sexual abuse and violence. Statistics show that 120 million girls under the age of 20 have been raped or sexually abused worldwide, and children with disabilities are almost 4 times more likely to become victims of violence. Among people with disabilities, especially those with intellectual disabilities, sexuality is treated almost always as taboo by their relatives, caregivers, and educators. For overprotection, parents and family members ignore the subject, treating individuals with disabilities like angels or eternal children, and making them even more vulnerable. I lived with my daughter with Down syndrome abroad for 10 years. The last country we lived in was Switzerland, where there was no inclusive education. When we moved back to Brazil, where over 90% of students with disabilities are included in regular schools, I realized that because she was deprived of contact with children her age, she was too vulnerable and would be an easy prey in an inclusive school setting. I created a booklet with direct, concrete information in universal design for learning, an easy read format with clear illustrations so that she could learn how to protect herself. I showed the first version to a psychologist who told me she had never seen anything like that before. After testing in schools and her practice, she assured me that the booklet benefited not only children with disabilities, but a much wider public. Through the illustrations, even small children were able to understand what abuse was, and some of them were also pointing with their fingers to the pictures to tell they had been abused. I gathered a team of over 50 specialists, and we designed I Protect Myself project. Acknowledging that parents and teachers are sometimes embarrassed to speak about the subject, the text and illustrations were carefully designed not to offend anyone. The material was validated with children with and without disabilities. I Protect Myself earned Neide Castanha Children's Rights Award in Brazil in May 2020 and is already being used in schools in Brazil even during the pandemic. The booklet has versions in Portuguese, Spanish, English, and sign language. There are also songs and puppet theater videos, all free to use and download, available on the website eumeprotejo.com.